Okay, I think it's working. Happy birthday, Chris!
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher William Daniels.
Christopher Daniels. Hey, girl.
Backstage studio on 4th, I was in a nun habit. He wasn't. It was love.
Well, I first met Chris as Ginger.
Well, unless I am blind, I have known Chris Daniels since August of 2006. We met at staff orientation when we worked at the LGBT Campus Center at the University of Wisconsin in Madison.
And I met him because my friend Veronica took me to this stupid show called The Utility Players.
I have known Chris since 2009 when the University of Wisconsin-Madison was looking for an MC for their annual huge drag show. And the star of that show was a janky-looking drag queen named Vanna Devine, I think. She had a ratty-looking blonde wig, and that was when Chris and I fell in love on stage together.
And he was just a kid fresh off the bus from Wisconsin, I believe they call it. Friend of Jess's. I wasn't sure what to expect, and then I got this funny, goofy ginger kid who turned into a world-class improver.
I met him 8 years ago. I was a freshman in college and he was the much older, much my senior, sophomore. One of the first nights I truly got to know Chris was when we were going to Club 5, which for all you Reno folks it might be trashier than any gay bar in Reno. Sorry.
I have known Chris since the freshman year of college, and I actually remember the first time that I ever saw Chris was at the orientation for freshmen in Madison, and they had a psychic on campus, and I remember I was still in the closet at the time. I hadn't come out to anybody, let alone myself. I remember seeing this flaming redhead get up on stage during this psychic that they had at the Memorial Union. And from that moment, I don't know, I do know why, because I was in the closet, but I had this hatred for Chris. Seeing someone just so comfortable with who they were as a person, when I was struggling so bad with being comfortable with who I was. Starting from that point of having those deep burning feelings of anger towards him to going to this loving relationship is, I think, kind of a unique and funny story.
Oh my gosh, being with him and the importance of being earnest. We had so much fun together.
We've seen a few movies together, and it's always the walks to and from the movies. There's so much to say.
I think the minute he started talking about Welcome to My Bacon Farm on stage.
Hi, welcome to my bacon farm. You'll see we have maple brown sugar, hickory smoked. We have a nice teriyaki, that's real nice, okay?
Chris Daniels, your 21st birthday was amazing. We had a wild time. We drank, we ate really good food, we had an amazing stripper, and what happened at Chris Daniels' 21st birthday really should just stay there. Skydiving in Chicago, Team Bob Bunk, that was awesome.
Coming home from school, Chris would come home from work, we'd get home around the same time. We'd both lay down on the couch, we each had our own couch, so we'd both lay down on our own couch. We'd grab our laptops, we would both start playing World of Warcraft while we watched either Roseanne or The Golden Girls, and we would do this for just hours on end.
All of them?
Oddly, I wasn't even with him, I was with Ryan, and we were watching Lord of the Rings, And as Gandalf crossed the bridge, he did the whole epic, "You shall not!" And it was awesome because Ryan immediately turned around and he never quotes anybody. And he was like, "It's Chris."
I think the first time, like I said, that I realized Ginger was actually a boy. You know, like I always knew, but you know, you don't know.
The many, many evenings throughout college, especially when he was living with John Raffensperger, that when I'd finish class, I immediately would proceed to zoom over to his apartment, his and John's apartment, on my moped, with my laptop in tow, fully prepared to smoke way too much and play entirely too much WoW, World of Warcraft. But let me tell you, we were the most fabulous night elves Azeroth had ever seen. One of my favorite memories of Chris is... I feel really bad that two of the ones that I can remember should be memories that I very much shouldn't be able to remember.
My favorite memory of him would probably be, memories plural, would be just kissing him in any capacity.
Like I don't We took sex class together, Sex 101. I remember studying on my bed. That sounds hotter than it really was. Dirty. We lived in the Netherlands together. We traveled around, we performed together. We may or may not have eaten hallucinogenic items and then walked through the woods in the middle of the Netherlands. That may or may not have happened.
One day we were doing a show together and we were backstage and we both decided it was a good idea to watch scary videos in the dark. And then both of us were absolutely terrified, so then we had to go to the bathroom together. Perfect.
Chris had done a show as Ginger that night and then went out on his bike in December, I think it was, to some bar or some club down in 2nd Street, I think is where, I can't remember where, but...
Wasn't it West 2nd?
I think it was West 2nd, and he rode his bike as a drag queen in December in Reno, downtown. I thought that was hilarious.
Once we had a meeting at Wendy's for the musical, and it was like the first time we spent one-on-one time, and I thought to myself, Chris is really a black person. And all he kept saying was, "Girl, I know." And I was like, this is a black person, I don't care what anybody says.
Oh my god, I'm tripping balls. That's all he needs to know.
Oh man, there's just too many. Chris is just so great because he is able to turn any moment you spend with him into a memory.
My favorite memory of Chris and I is waiting to go on during Xanadont when we professed our love to each other and making up a musical called If Only.
All of them?
I don't know if it's embarrassing, but one time for the superhero crawl, I literally fashioned an entire Poison Ivy costume for Chris within a matter of like 3 hours with safety pins and hot glue, and he looks really fabulous and got hit on more than the chicks did, so it was kind of embarrassing for the rest of us. Ooh, another embarrassing story was that I was in this stand-up comedy competition in the Netherlands, and I had done this set in Amsterdam and it had gone over really well, and so I entered this competition in this northern city in the Netherlands, and I had asked Chris to dress up in drag and to come on stage when they announced me, and yeah, that audience, they didn't take to it as well. I feel really bad about that. Sorry, Chris.
Actually, I do. The one time where I pushed his face out of the way as he was vomiting so he wouldn't puke all over people's feet. Wait, does this ring a bell? Cheese, 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 da da da.
We were at our boss's house, and Chris and I were eyeing up this pumpkin trifle. It looked amazing, okay? So we were like, okay, want to share a piece of that pumpkin trifle over there? Because that looks amazing. So Chris walks over to cut a wedge of the trifle, and I mean, he cut a size that was enough for the two of us to share. But our boss saw him cutting it and thought he was cutting it for himself, and he goes, "Chris, that is a huge piece of cake. And Chris just kind of froze. He's like, I mean, he totally took the fall. It was my fault. I don't know if I ever admitted that to you, but it was my fault. So anyways.
And cheese, cheese, cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. That's history.
When Chris and I lived together, we had an obsession with The Biggest Loser. So whenever The Biggest Loser on, it was really important that both Chris and I were home and that we were able to watch it together. And not only that, we loved eating really bad foods while we watched The Biggest Loser.
The time I came over early in the morning to make a breakfast, only to find that Mr. Daniels had brought himself home a lover boy, and he had to sneak him out of the house, pretending that we didn't know, all the while knowing that we knew what was happening. One of those unspoken truths that, you know, between roommates and good friends, he knew we knew, but nobody had to say anything.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him lose his wig at least a few times. He can be a messy sneezer. He's gonna kill me for saying that. He's gonna be so mad at me. Anyway, yes, no, he can be a, watch out if that boy sneezes.
He is quick. He's quicker. I wish I could rant like he does. That's the one thing. I'm good at one-liners. He's good at just doing kind of a stream of consciousness, spouting whatever comes to mind, and it all somehow makes sense and it all somehow ties together. That's why I don't like playing Masturbators, because he kicks my ass every single time, and I love him for it.
Really shame because I haven't had a dishwasher in the past 6 years, so I don't know where the hell you're getting that from, but I know going over to your house and your roommate Michael telling the story of you not taking out the little plastic wrap unless there's some sort of little plastic wrap that goes along with masturbation. Unless for the rest of you motherfuckers, your masturbation session takes 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I like to enjoy myself.
Because I never know what to expect. Just big, over-the-top fabulousness, and he just brings that any scene to life with really high energy and fierceness.
Is it organic?
It is organic.
Good.
How's your bacon?
That I never know what's coming.
Methinks it, Constable, that she is a demon spawn sent here by Levos the Bright.
Probably the fact that he's so energetic, and you know that the moment you start something with him, it's gonna be up here.
With Agatha, volumes 1 through 25.
Mine's all about chemistry. I just love being on stage with Chris. He's fun. He brings out the best in, I think, everyone that's around him.
Everything Chris does is funny because it's Chris doing it.
Sometimes Chris will go too far, in the sense that, like, Tro, you did not have to lean that far. It looks hilarious, but you can calm down.
Do you see what it says between 3:15 p.m. and 3:23 p.m. on Wednesday?
Ball scratching?
That is right!
I think I love the fact that he goes all out and has complete courage to pretty much be anyone who he wants to be on stage, and the fact that he owns that is really pretty inspiring.
I would say the greatest household chore is masturbating. Finding the right time, deciding if you're going to use lube or not, deciding if you're going to use your imagination or go for the porn, and what kind of porn are you going to go for. That could be an arduous process, okay? It could be 3 hours before you get to see the fruits of your motherfucking labor.
He has a great deal of energy, and you never know what to expect. He could bring any type of character with him. And then at any point in time, the splits may come out.
Hey guys! Oh God, sorry. Hi, Reginald. You know, orthopedic shoes get caught on stuff.
He's also really flamboyant and not afraid to take on the most ridiculous character that you could ever think of. And sometimes I just need him to be ridiculous so that I can see my own sick improv fantasies played out.
Everything, his attitude on life, mostly, his attitude on life. It's beautiful.
I'm trying to think of word for it. His Christmas. He's just so him in your face.
I love how passionate he is, and I love how excited he gets about nerdy things like I do. And I love, I'm gonna say it now, I love his hair. I love his red hair. I'm super jealous of it.
You can come to Chris as yourself. You can be raw, you can be full of flaws. He will still love you for who you are. He is able to find beauty in anything.
It's not just a physical transformation, but it is a complete, just almost, I want to say blooming, but I just think of vaginas when I say that.
That he loves me back.
Is that he's just my churl of life, and he's really present, and he is really genuine. Like, he doesn't have an agenda. Like, you can go to him and you can ask him for advice, and he'll just be present with you, and he's just so willing to bear witness to anyone's life. He's just the most phenomenal person. I can't even believe that he's real. He's my fairy gay mother.
His optimism. Always a happy guy.
I really love his spice for life and just how motivated he is to always be a better person, and he really helps me to strive to be better in my own life.
I love the fact that he's so open to life. There hasn't been one challenge where he's just like, you know what, that's maybe not for me. He's taken it on, embraced it, and kicked its ass.
I love that Chris is very fearless, and he goes after exactly what he wants, and he doesn't let things stand in his way. And he has lots of areas of knowledge that a lot of people don't know about, and so I have a deep appreciation and respect for Chris for that, among many other reasons.
I love his heart. I love his ability to be warm and open with everybody. His wanting to see everyone around him be happy. Chris has always been that person for me that when I'm having a really difficult time, that I can talk to Chris and know that I'm gonna come out of it at least feeling reassured, if not feeling better.
I love his fearlessness. He's just fearless, just not afraid of being who he is, and that's just great.
He's my churl, one of my best friends. He's my life movie partner.
The thing I love most about Chris is probably just his fierce attitude and how he is who he is, and he's not apologetic, and he's just so strong. I love that about him.
I love his, okay, I'm gonna get serious now. I love his passion for everything in life, everything, and his pasty skin.
The person Chris has become is every bit as radiant as the person he used to exude that he was. How he has turned into this incredible, confident, sexy, exuberant, physically healthy, let's be honest, fucking skinny ass bitch who hasn't lost any of the things that we already loved about him along the way.
Happy birthday, Chris. I love you.
I love you. Happy birthday.
I love you, baby. Mwah!
Happy birthday, Chris. I love you very much.
Happy birthday, Chris. I love you. You're gonna be a huge star, and I can't wait to be there with you when it happens.
Happy birthday, you're super special. I love having you in my life. You definitely make me smile every time I see you, and I thank you for that.
I love you so much. I would not ever know that you were a day older because you are the sassiest person in my entire life, and I love you so much. and I'm so blessed to have you in my life. Don't know what I would do without you. Love you.
I love you, Chris. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. I love you, Material. Can't wait for Burning Man.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris. I love you.
But I will see you in August, and I can't wait to reunite and have a good time and dance under the stars by Lake Tahoe. So happy birthday, Chris. I love you and I miss you. And I know it's going to be an amazing birthday because with you, everything is amazing. And yeah, peace out.
Happy birthday, Christopher.
Congratulations with everything. Happy birthday. Have an amazing day. I love you and I can't wait to see you. So, Chris, move to Hawaii. Okay?
Happy birthday, Chris! Love you.
Christopher Daniels, happy birthday.
I miss you a lot. I miss you a lot.
Once upon a time, there was a mean, old, ugly witch named Weasel.
My hair's all crazy. So hopefully can you fix my hair in addition to editing this? It's really bad. Really bad. It's okay, I just got done at the gym and Chris will be proud of that.
He's like lurking behind the camera right now, and I'm trying to secretly film this, and I really wish he would fucking go away. Chris, God, I'm trying to surprise you.
Just that we're perfect for each other, so just keep that in mind as everybody else talks about how much they love you. Just remember that they're all here, and I'm here.
Can you do that again?
Oh, did I go out of frame?
I just thought.
My hair was so cute today. Now I'm just going bald. This is why oh, that's a good angle. Chris would tell me that this is my angle, probably.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If you could dedicate any song to Chris.
That means she knew the question. She knew the question.
I'll twerk for you.
Teaching how to stay. Do you have an embarrassing story featuring Chris?
I do, but now he's walking over here.
Okay.
But I've known that fool for 4 years. Oh, look, here he comes.
Have you met Ada? Look at Ada, me. Ada. She's kind of a bitch. You're like a brother to me. I miss you. I love you, Chris. Get the boy a tissue already. Get Ginger some tissues. God, I hope you're not in drag right now. Oh God, I hope you're not in drag right now. He's gonna need a makeup break. He's gonna need a makeup break. Shit, she's probably using her wig as tissue right now. Just get her a tissue.
What a glorious morning. Makes me sick.
And I just want to let Chris know one thing. You can keep up with the dips, the pull-ups, and all that yoga. It ain't gonna help you beat me on the tennis court, sucker.